I remember back in 2019, I felt like I had failed in life because I did not score above 90% in my 12th boards and get into my dream college. But 6 months later, I was actually pretty happy with where I was in my life. I was doing good at college and I was getting good opportunities. I became the vice president of a club and my YouTube channel was also growing. It was at 500 subscribers. 2 years later, I had worked with over 300 plus women to start and grow their online business, and my YouTube channel was also very close to 5,000 subscribers. 3 years later, which is now, I am in France for a student exchange program, which is something that I had manifested in the first year of college. I have helped over 500 plus women with their online business, and I've also increased my revenue, and I have, started investing money in different places and basically building my wealth. Now, the reason that I am telling you all of this is because I am living proof that you can change your life in any moment. The reason that my life has changed so much and I went from feeling like a failure to being an entrepreneur is because I decided to take the steps to change it, and I decided to put in the work. And in this video, let me tell you how you can change your life as well in 2023. And this is not going to be one of those videos where I'm going to tell you, drink more water, exercise more often, or go out on a walk every day, etc. Because we're all multifaceted and your life is different than my life, and so you need to figure out what you need to do in order to change your life. So I'm going to be walking you through 8 steps to help you figure out exactly how you can change your life in 2023. Let's get started. Now, there are 6 main areas of your life that you need to consider if you want to change your life. Number 1, self-care and health. Number 2, studies and career. Number 3, wealth and finances. Number 4, family and friends. Number 5, personal growth. Number 6, fun and recreation. The first step that I need you to take is to assess your life in each of these areas. So pick up a notebook and write down all these 6 aspects in that notebook, and then rate yourself out of 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest of how fulfilled you are within that aspect of your life. Now, be very honest when you're writing this down, because no one's going to judge you for these marks. You don't have to tell anyone this. This is important for you to understand what is it that you need to change first. The second step is to pick out the area that you're least satisfied with. Now, this is the area that you want to prioritize and work on first, because the moment you change this aspect of your life, a lot of other things in your life will fall in place. So for example, if your self-care and health is not very good, that could be the reason why you're not able to enjoy with family and friends. That could be the reason why you're not able to perform at work, and so on. So pick the area that you're least satisfied with. Then ask yourself, why am I not happy with this aspect of my life? The reason that this question is so important is because the first step to changing anything in your life is to acknowledge and accept that there is something wrong with that aspect of your life, or that there is some amount of work that needs to be put in. Without acceptance, you can't really make any changes, because you're essentially going to be living in denial. So ask yourself, why am I not happy with this area of life? I want you to take your time and write through this. Don't overthink it. Just sit down and journal on exactly why you are not happy with that area of your life. Now, let's jump into step 3. Set a goal for this area of your life. Once you've understood exactly why you're not happy with that area of your life, ask yourself, what can I do in order to feel fulfilled within this area of your life? So say one example is probably you're not happy with your self-care and health, right? Maybe you've been falling sick more often and you haven't been able to get enough workout, which is why you're not feeling happy with the health aspect of your life. So maybe you can start by setting a goal saying work out for 4 times a week. Now, make sure that when you're setting this goal, you are setting a specific goal. Instead of just saying workout, talk about how many times a week you want to work out, or how long you want to work out for, and how many times a week. So that could look like work out for 40 minutes 4 times a week, instead of just saying workout. The more specific your goals are, the higher chance you have of achieving them, because then you know exactly what you have to do in order to change your life in that particular aspect. The next step is to understand why you want to achieve this goal that you've set. A lot of times we probably just set goals because of trends. We've set goals because everyone's setting those goals. So we don't really ask ourselves and understand what is the true purpose of setting that particular goal. Now, the why behind your goal is very important, because otherwise you'll be heavily relying on motivation in order to achieve it. However, when you have that why, when you know the exact reason why you want to achieve that goal, you will put in more effort to be disciplined to achieve that goal, as opposed to being like, okay, if I'm motivated, I'm going to do this. If not, then cool, we'll just see when we can do it, which is something that's very common. So make sure that you know the why. Ask yourself, why is it that I want to achieve this goal? Why is this goal so important to me? When you know that, whenever you're not even motivated, if you just remind yourself of this answer, there's a higher chance that you will actually sit down and take action towards improving that aspect of your life instead of just, ignoring it or conveniently avoiding it. Step number 5, make a plan to achieving it. Your job does not really end when you set that goal. It starts with when you set that goal. One of the best ways, in my opinion, to achieve any goal is to really divide that goal into daily tasks, weekly tasks, and monthly tasks. When you do that, you know exactly what needs to be done on a daily, weekly, and a monthly basis in order to achieve it. So say your goal is to read 20 books in the entire year. So on a daily basis, you probably have to sit down to read for 20 minutes. On a weekly basis, you probably have to finish one book. On a monthly basis, you probably have to read 2 books. So something along those lines you want to sit down and map out for yourself, so you know what is the exact habit that you need to develop in order to achieve that goal. Step number 6, and this is the most important step. Start following that action plan that you had just put in place. It's important to realize that no amount of manifestation, nothing really works unless and until you put in the work. If you want to grow a YouTube channel to 100k subscribers but you don't put out any videos at all, it's not gonna really grow. So it's important that you put in the work in order to make that happen, and then leave the rest to the universe and let the universe take its course, because the universe really knows what's best for you. So take those action steps every single day. It doesn't matter what your goal is. It could be losing weight, it could be hitting a certain revenue in your business, it could be basically anything. Unless and until you take the action to change that aspect of your life, nothing is ever going to change. It really changes only when you change. Step number 7, make time for these changes. You will never have enough time in life unless you make time for something. You will always make time for something that's important in your life. So you could be in a job, you could be doing anything, but you need to make time for reading that book or working out or for cooking healthy food. Because at the end of the day, unless and until you make that a priority, nothing's gonna change. So if you're ever giving excuses to yourself by saying things like, I do not have enough time for this, then the only thing I want you to do is, instead of saying, I don't have enough time for this, you're going to replace that by saying, this is not a priority for me right now. So that can look like, instead of saying, I don't have enough time to eat healthy, eating healthy is not a priority. I don't have enough time to read a book, to reading a book is not a priority right now. And the moment you start saying this internally, you'll be like, no, I know this is a priority. How can this not be a priority? Which will push you towards making the time to make that particular goal happen. Step number 8, be grateful for everything that's happening in your life. This has to be one of those things that has really changed the trajectory of my life. I stopped complaining about what was happening around me and I started being grateful. So when I scored an under 90% and I didn't get to my dream college, the way I started shifting my sentences was like, you know what, I'm in a great college now with really good opportunities. They have clubs and they have a student exchange program, and these are things that I can definitely try my hand out at. And then I was like, I'm really grateful that my YouTube channel is at 500 subscribers. And so I started talking to myself and talking about what I'm grateful every single morning while I was walking to the college. And that really changed the perspective of life for me. That helped me attract more abundance, because what's happening when you're constantly complaining is you are acting from a space of scarcity. You are saying, I don't have this, I don't have that. So when you put out things like that into the universe also pushes in more and more scarcity into your life. As opposed to when you start noticing the good things around you, the universe starts giving you what you really need to. And when I started pushing it in that aspect, I stopped complaining about my life. I was a lot more happy. And I was attracting a lot more happiness into my life as well. So it's important to understand that until and unless you're grateful about what you currently have, you cannot change anything about your life, because the more abundant you feel, the more abundance you attract into your life. I am a huge believer in manifestation, universe, and abundance, which is the exact reason I'm telling you all of this. And I cannot emphasize enough on how much my life has changed just by doing all these steps that I just spoke to you about. So these are the exact 8 steps that I have taken to change my life, and these are the exact 8 steps that I would recommend that you do in order to change your life as well. And if you've done this activity with me right here, I would love to know in the comments below which aspect of your life it is that you want to change, and what are the active steps that you're going to be taking in order to change your life. Let me know in the comments below if you've enjoyed this video and what else videos you want to see from me in 2023. I'm finally excited to be back on YouTube more consistently, and yeah, I cannot wait to show you all the content content that I have in store for you. And with that, I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye bye.